authorized Stargate activation.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to SciTrek, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. Well, we got a couple things to talk about today. I guess really just one thing to talk about, but it is a multitude of things wrapped up into one thing. That is, of course, the Saturn Awards. First off, I hope everyone is doing well on this fine Tuesday morning or evening, depending on what part of the world that you are in. It is just me today. We're just hanging out and talking these Saturn Awards. Let me go ahead and pull them up so we can start visualizing what's going on if you would like to do so alongside me. I have the deadline article up here. Let me show you the top of it so we're both familiar. Oh, computer. Oh, there we go. Computer did not want to work for me there for a second. I have to come back over here and make sure we're actually like still moving and actually can see me invisible. Okay, cool. Avatar, Fire and Ash, Pluribus, and Andor lead Saturn Awards winner. Full list. So we'll get going on this article here in a second. I hope everyone is doing well. David said he has not seen the Saturn Awards. I've seen bits and pieces. I wasn't able to watch the full thing. We did have it on kind of in the background, but you know, more caught up with it the next day. I did see some of the speeches and stuff, which was really nice, and we'll talk about that in some of the deadline article here as well. James said, "I saw it once when Nolan won, excuse me, and I vowed never to see it again. So disgusting his speech was. Really? What was Christopher Nolan's speech about? I wouldn't think he would have a crazy speech that would be worth you know, not watching the Saturn Awards ever again over, but hell if I know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. For the sake of it, oh, what's down here? Are the Saturn Awards every year? Yeah, they're everywhere. Every year. They're typically in between kind of, yeah, we got Emmys a few months ago, right? Or like a month and a half ago, something like that. They're either typically between the Emmys and the Oscars or like the Grammys and the Oscars, maybe both Emmys and Grammys and the Oscars. They're typically right around that same Oscars time, SAG Awards, I guess now just the Actors Awards, hosted by SAG or whatever they're calling it. Yeah, they're every year, and it's not just science fiction. The only specifically science fiction awards that we have are the Chevron Awards that we know of. I'm sure there are other like specific just sci-fi awards, but Saturn Awards are a trifecta. So we're going sci-fi, fantasy, and horror, all wrapped into one nice big bow that's awarded every year, and it's more of a genre awards list, if that makes sense. So it's a great one. Jennifer, if you are just spam, you're about to get kicked out. If you're not spam, welcome and hang out. But if you are spam, you're going to get kicked out. Mods, if y'all wouldn't mind helping and paying attention, admin and mods. That being said, though, let's go ahead and jump on into this thing. Let me make the article a little bit more visible for y'all. And me, I guess. I've got some good vision, but hey, don't need to strain it if not necessary, right? So, James Cameron, Tom Cruise, and George Lucas were among the attendees and eventual winners honorees during the show, which honored this year's best in the fantasy, science fiction, horror, superhero, and action-adventure genres via organizer, the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films. All right, there we go. That's probably a better descriptor than I could have given myself. I thought I did all right, but that's a little bit more apt there. So, Cameron on hand with longtime producer Gail Ann Hurd, who is one of the big producers for The Walking Dead and was a huge person that got that moving, to receive an award honoring the 40th anniversary of Aliens. I guess they just gave us a few of the winners right there. So before we get too far ahead, let's just keep moving. Tom Cruise also in hand to bestow Mission Impossible collaborator Christopher McQuarrie with the Visionary Award. We will continue moving, I guess. I was hoping. There we go. Now here's our list. So now we'll skip on the spoilers there. Tony, how are you? Yeah, let's just go ahead and jump on into here. If y'all have anything that you want to add to it, or if you have any thoughts about any individual film or anything, y'all let me know. We'll get to it. I'm gonna get comfortable in my chair here so we can sit back, relax, and talk some movie. Might need to sip a little. All right, let's do this. So, the Saturn Awards winners list. We are starting with film. This is the complete list. The best sci-fi film of 2025 is Avatar, Fire, and Ash. The best fantasy film of 2025 was Wicked for Good. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and do something real quick and bring up the nominees list so we can go back and forth if necessary. Because, wow. Okay, here we are. Let me get this going, and it's going to be in the same order, so that'll be nice. So, best science fiction film: Avatar, Fire, and Ash won. Begonia, Jurassic World Rebirth, Predator, Badlands, The Running Man, and Tron Ares were also in the running. So, for best fantasy film: Freakier Friday, Hamnet, How to Train Your Dragon, The Life of Chuck, not Truck, Lilo and Stitch, and Wicked for Good are in there. Lilo and Stitch is a sci-fi film. Just saying. And of course, now we know Wicked for Good won when Hamnet is getting all the acclaim it's getting, and Life of Chuck was as good as it is, and How to Train Your Dragon people enjoyed at least. Yeah. Who were the nominees? Yeah, we're definitely gonna go through that part first from here on out. What? Wicked won over Life of Chuck and How to Train Your Dragon is blasphemy. All right. Let's see if best horror film did any better. The nominees this year, or for 2025, were 28 Years Later, The Conjuring, Last Rites, Final Destination, Bloodlines, Frankenstein, The Monkey, and Weapons. If it's not Weapons or 28 Years Later or Frankenstein, something is wrong here. All right, let's switch tabs. Let's scroll. Okay, thank you, T-Mobile. Frankenstein won. Oh, I just totally got past the next one. Frankenstein won, though. That's apt. That one makes sense. That one's plausible, and I like it. Best cinematic adaptation film, we have Black Phone 2, Captain America: Brave New World, The Fantastic Four, First Steps, a Minecraft movie, Superman, and Thunderbolts. And if you saw that I did scroll a little bit too fast last time, it was Fantastic Four: First Steps. Which, what do y'all think about that one? I did very much enjoy Fantastic Four: First Steps. It's not a film I feel the need to really ever go back and watch again. If that makes sense. I do think I saw it twice, though. It's just one, like, I've seen it twice, and I really don't feel the need to ever go back now, if that makes sense. I would have put Thunderbolts there, personally. But I see why Fantastic Four: First Steps was the film adaptation, because the Thunderbolts adaptation is not what the Thunderbolts is in comics, per se. I've not seen Fantastic Four. Wow. It's very sci-fi oriented. It's, I would say, easily, even more so than Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, I don't know. Guardians and Fantastic Four are the MCU's most sci-fi films, for damn sure. I would say Fantastic Four is more hard sci-fi, like your clean, kind of pristine, or the sci-fi you think of when you think of like a Star Trek kind of sci-fi. Something a little bit more grandiose, higher level of thought, where Guardians totally is silly, has a great time with itself, but is inexplicably sci-fi at the same time. That's more, I'd say, your soft sci-fi that leans in a little bit into fantasy, leans into a little bit of the surreal, abstract, so on and so forth, where Fantastic Four might have some abstract things about it, but the abstract that is there for really, really garnering thought out of you and to try to get you to think harder about the film. And I'm glad an MCU movie did that again as well. Personally, though, I would have gone Thunderbolts. Fantastic Four's good, though. We'll keep on moving, though. Next up, we have the best thriller film of 2025. All right, we have our nominees. We have Highest to Lowest, The Housemaid, The Long Walk, Marty Supreme, Sinners, or Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. Now, the last four are the good movies and the best ones on here. I don't know how Weapons isn't in best thriller film, but all right. Personally, right here, The Long Walk and Marty Supreme are your best thrillers. Wake Up Dead Man is, I think, the best movie out of The Long Walk, Marty Supreme, Sinners, and Wake Up Dead Man. But I don't think it would win thriller. It's a good time, but where it does get thrilling at times, it also leans into comedy, like the other Knives Out films tend to. So, and Sinners is great, but it's more of a thriller than it is a horror movie. But I guess it's technically just as much of a horror movie as it is a thriller. And like a familial, dramatic period piece at the same time. I don't think it succinctly fits into a specific genre, which I think is a good thing. But it's hard to say it should win here. I think The Long Walk is really by far the best true thriller out of here. Marty Supreme, since the Safdie's last film, Uncut Gems, I think it was just one Safdie that wrote and directed this film, though, Marty Supreme. I haven't felt that level of anxiety walking out of a movie theater since Uncut Gems that I felt in Marty Supreme. It was a different type of anxiety. Uncut Gems was like, I need to get out of my seat. Like, my body does not physically want to be in the seat any longer. Marty Supreme was like, this dude's going to make some stupid decisions. I don't know if I want to continue watching him, but I was still stuck there watching him nonetheless, if that makes sense. Long Walk. Sinners, I was never worried about anything happening. You know, I was like, okay, this is going to be cool. I'm waiting for Michael B. Jordan to do some cool stuff, whether he's doing it as a vampire or a human or what. Wake Up Dead Man, I was just sitting there intrigued. I wasn't worried, if that makes sense. The Long Walk was one of the hardest watches I've had in a long time, and I couldn't take my eyes off. I couldn't take my eyes off The Long Walk. Stephen King, I think, might have got his best adaptation outside of The Green Mile with The Long Walk. It's so good. I fell asleep how I ride. That's actually pretty funny. But let's see what won. I have a feeling it's going to say Sinners. It says Sinners. Yeah. I get it. It's a popularity contest nowadays. We're not actually voting on acting awards or anything like that anymore. Like, I get it. Just Anora and Sinners have both annoyed the hell out of me the last couple years. Like, they're both phenomenal films in their own rights. I actually thoroughly enjoy watching both films and could sit down and watch either one of them at any given time. But neither one of them deserve half the Oscars or even the nominees they're getting. And I'm so tired of everything being either a People's Choice Awards because everyone is in the mood for an indie movie this year or next year. It's like, oh, well, we got one really cool movie and it fits this box, and this box, and so everybody went to go see it, and now everybody's going to vote on it because everybody went to go see it. Like, okay, I understand not everybody went to go see all these other things, but these are acting awards, film awards. These are not People's Choice Awards. This is on the ability of someone's. This award's on the merit of someone's ability to do something outside of their typical wheelhouse. And I don't think acting awards are ever given that any longer. It's really disappointing. And I hate saying the stuff like that after being like, oh, Sinners won, boo-hoo. No, Sinners is amazing, but it's just I'm tired of the state of voting within the film industry. It's a crock full of shite and nothing short of anything else. It sucks. I wish it were better, and I wish it was meaningful. You know, if it's the People's Choice Awards, it's the People's Choice Awards. That's fun, but it's not meaningful. It might be meaningful to the individuals receiving said awards because, hey, that's all of, like, not just your peers, but that's the world voting on you. That's awesome. But this is your peers, and this is not a popularity contest among your peers. This isn't prom queen. This is who had the best performance of the year, who achieved the most thrilling film of the year, in which Sinners was nowhere remotely near the top. There's 3 other films on here that are more thrilling than that. And The Housemaid, well, it's nowhere near even a good movie at times, is more thrilling than Sinners is. I love Sinners. It's not thrilling, though. Like, I don't get it. Like, the last couple years have obviously thrown through my brain for a whirl. Y'all continuously get to hear and see. But let's continue on before I just start circling. Anyway, next up is Best Action and Adventure Film. There is Ballerina, a John Wick story, F1, the movie, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, Novocaine, Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Sorry, I had to do that one. And then there's also One Battle After Another, which is me every year talking about award-nominated films. Anyway, let's check it out. F1 has to win. See, I would think so as well, but I have a feeling it's going to be Mission Impossible just from all the Tom Cruise talk at the beginning of the article. I didn't read ahead. I haven't seen any of these ahead, by the way. I'm reading these with y'all. I thought it would be more entertaining for me not to try to lead you along and actually, you know, make this a conversation and fun for all of us. Novocaine was so much fun, and it's a great action movie. Ballerina should win out over Novocaine. F1 is both action and adventure in its own way. It is kind of globetrotting in a sense. But Mission Impossible, I feel like, encapsulates the category a bit better. And just all those old heads from that we're talking about at the beginning. Tom Cruise, it's weird to call him an old head at this point, but the dude is, you know. I think it's a bit of a legacy vote, maybe at the same time. Seen Mission Impossible, but thought it was nothing special. I thought it might have been. I thought it was damn good, and also the most lackluster Mission Impossible since Mission Impossible 3. Maybe 4. But 3 is really the one that, or no, 3 is great. I think it's the most lackluster one since the second one. Second one's the one with Thandui Newton, right? Yeah, I thought it was very good, but it's hard for them not to make a very good Mission Impossible movie when Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie are involved. At this point, it was just another day at the office, which is not something that I would vote to win a category, if that makes sense. Because, and you know, while we're talking about it, there is a difference between that and, say, the Avatar movies, where they're not necessarily moving the needle on what's happening in each individual film a whole lot. At least where Mission Impossible is that formula, Avatar is still groundbreakingly different every time. Where this one, at least, like, the stunts weren't even groundbreaking in Mission Impossible. There wasn't something to grab onto, you know? oh, they have a really cool train sequence, but then they also have a plane sequence to get on the train sequence. They also have this and this. It's just, it didn't add up. There wasn't like one focal point to jump onto this time, which, yeah. The only good scene was the return of the guy from the first movie thanking Ethan for getting him fired. That was a great scene. One thing I really did like about the last Mission Impossible movie was that if it needs to be the bow on the franchise, it does that well. It's a good film. It's a solid film. There's really not anything bad to say about it. It's just kind of there, you know? But if it does do something, it does finish the story that is Mission Impossible in a full circle way. You got a lot of people that have been gone for a long time that obviously were still working in government positions and stuff like that. Oh, surprise! They got promoted here and here, and here they are. That makes sense in a world like that. That and Jurassic Park and Godzilla, stuff like that. I think characters meeting like that over time is a good foundational thing for those franchises. But yeah, do you think they will do more Mission Impossible movies without Tom Cruise? No. I think they are going to. I think they have a better chance of doing more Mission Impossible than let's say, because right now, I don't know whose idea it is. I don't think it's any of the Gilroy's ideas, but they're apparently trying to. And Matt Damon said he's not coming back. They're rebooting the Bourne series, the Jason Bourne. I was like, what's his first name? Jason Bourne. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne. Love that thing. Where those movies are great and all, not all of them, but most of them are pretty great and all. I really don't think Jason Bourne is a character that you can keep bringing back like a Ethan Hunt or like a James Bond. I think Mission Impossible would be more set up to do a different thing than Tom Cruise Mission Impossible, but I don't know. The old Mission Impossible, isn't there a Mission Impossible TV series, or am I actually going crazy? Yeah, okay. The 7 seasons of Mission Impossible. It's like, I swear, I know that's there. I'm not just going crazy. That, if they followed that and made the old TV show storylines into something more grandiose and digestible for modern audiences, in a sense, not in like, not in a bad way, but, you know, make a story that can withstand the test of time, that is that new audiences will bite on, I guess. That, I think, would be more plausible for them to reboot, quote unquote. But yeah, the first 3 Jason Bourne films are by far the best. I like the Jeremy Renner one more so than I think the latter Matt Damon ones, but I don't know about bringing Jason Bourne back. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't even come off the tongue right. Saying the whole sentence out loud makes you go, did I eat some hot sauce, or did I eat some soap or something? What happened, you know? There are 2 Mission Impossible TV series, Tony makes us aware. They got extra stuff to go on for. Let that be the Ethan Hunt or whatever character. I'm not even sure the Mission Impossible TV shows follow Ethan Hunt. It might even be cool to keep the Ethan Hunt movies canon and have the world evolve around it, if that makes sense. And if Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie were to come on board as executive producers for the TV show, yeah, that would be cool. Because Christopher McQuarrie is now, I don't know if he's divorcing with Tom Cruise is the right term or not, but he's getting into a partnership with Arnie. Did y'all see that Arnold Schwarzenegger and Christopher McQuarrie are bringing back Conan the Barbarian? I'm assuming if I can speak English, that this film will succinctly be another, or they were planning on doing a King Conan movie decades ago, and I think this is probably going to be that script updated for age of Arnold now, as well as just the age of film and TV they're making things in. I'm trepidatious, but excited about that. How do y'all feel about a Christopher McQuarrie and Arnold Schwarzenegger Conan the Barbarian reboot? Not reboot, revisit. Revisit, I think, is the actual technical term there. Tony does say right here, if they bring back Jason Bourne, they should follow the books more closely. Hey, the books or the TV shows? Because the TV shows do follow the books to a degree, right? Like I blanked a minute ago if there were even TV shows. I did a whole like deep dive on them after the last, because I watched all the Mission Impossible movies and everything I could leading up to the last film, which kind of ended up being a little bit of a nothing burger, but it was a good time. Yeah, I feel like the TV show did try to do that, if I remember correctly, and that would be cool to see. And even the storylines that didn't make it to the TV series, plural, if they were to bring back, that would be cool to see. Old Man the Barbarian, it should be called. I don't know. King Conan, I feel like, will totally be the first one. It would be cool. Like, Arnie's old, you know? I feel like you get one really good performance out of him if you can. I'm sure they're going to try to make more than one movie, if successful, of course. If a second film were to be greenlit and made, I'm sure you try to keep Arnie as tough as possible, and you probably are introducing, like, lineage in the first film. The second film, you let that lineage have even more of a stance on their own with and outside of Conan's character, especially if it's his, like, kids. You need them to stand in their own individuality as well. I'd like the third film, if they were to make it there, to be called The Barbarian King and show the ferocity of Conan's kids or something, or son, or whatever it is, you know? I don't know. Barbarian King has a really cool ring to it. I just thought, you know, that since I saw the announcement that they were bringing it back, I was like, ooh, King Conan's going to be it. Like, that's going to be the first title. And if it's not, I'd be surprised. I'll bet money on it that King Conan's going to be the first title. Nonetheless, I think working into, like, the Barbarian King would be really cool, because they're not going to stop with one film if possible. You know they're going to try to keep going. Littlefinger's David is saying TV show was called Treadstone, wasn't it, for Jason Bourne? Yeah. Let me see. Is it Treadstone with ED or the Treadstone drama series? One season from 2019. Well, I think that leans into the point of, I don't know if Jason Bourne is ripe to bring back. I think that was Matt Damon's role, and nobody else will ever be able to accompany it. I mean, they will be able to, technically, but the role is Matt Damon's for time. Keep it that way. Not everything needs to be rebooted. Not everything needs to come back. As cool as something like this could be, it's totally not necessary, but talk about something that's not necessary. And honestly, the world of Jason Bourne is cool, but it's so Jason Bourne centric. Like, you don't even have consistently cool characters outside. You have consistent, like, government run characters that are just archetypes. All the other characters you get in Jason Bourne, not in the novels, of course, but in the films at least, are just archetypes. You know, they're not fully realized characters a lot of the time, and I don't think that allows for the universe to grow. Robert Ludlum did write them as such in the books, I believe. Ludlum, right? Bourne is Robert Ludlum. Am I going crazy? Somebody double check me there. But yeah, the TV series, and I see the Gilroys with the Jeremy Renner. That's Bourne Legacy, I think, is the one with Jeremy Renner. I think that one had potential as well, as I guess this Treadstone TV show, Tony says. Yeah, You can tell a good story about anything as long as you have the right idea and stuff. Oh, correct. Robert Ludlum. Thank you, David. And with Ludlum's ability to write, there is more story to be told there if you really want to. I just don't think anybody's cracked the code besides the Gilroys, and people aren't willing to. One thing I absolutely adore about the Gilroys is their ability to make quality projects. One thing that I don't understand is no matter how good everyone knows it's going to be, no matter how good people, no matter how great all of their previous projects have been, nobody like goes into a new Gilroy project. I think any of the Gilroy brothers almost, and they're like, "This is going to be the best. I'm so excited for it. Let's bring all of our friends to the movie theaters, or let's get a whole watch party and sit down and watch this episode of TV that the Gilroys made." They always make such good anything, no matter the project they're working on. The Gilroys are always phenomenal with their work, but nobody really sits down to watch it day one. Me included. Like Andor season 2, I'm one of the biggest Andor season 1 defenders I think there is, and I don't think there's a whole lot of defending to be done for it. But in some of the nerdy circles that we have, whenever I go over to the Den of Nerds, I've been a member there for a long time. I haven't been on stream or anything with them, but been a member for a long time, and I've always frustrated Josh by arguing about how good Andor is. And then Justin, of course, Justified MF, who a bunch of SciTrekkers, of course, are familiar with through our Afterthoughts podcast and stuff like that. He hates Andor and a bunch of modern Star Wars. I think most of that is more the modern Star Wars, not the Andor thing. And I have defended Andor so many times, and I still haven't watched season 2, and I have to this week so I can catch up for Foundation and Andor. Foundation season 3, Andor season 2. That way, Chevron Awards this coming week would be great. But yeah, as much as I love the Gilroys and respect their work so deeply, it's not. I keep making the joke every now and then. It's just such an easy thing to do. Is that Leonardo DiCaprio meme? It doesn't make you go, "Ooh, I want to watch that." It's more, I'll probably watch that when it gets on streaming, or I'll watch that when I get to it. It ends up just being on your list, and that list for all of us, I feel like, is daunting and just continues to grow more and more. All of that being said, though, the last thing we did say was Sinners for Best Thriller Film. Oh, wow. No, it wasn't. We literally just... Oh, okay, that's what we did. We got off topic, and we just started ranting about film and the state of film. The Best Action Adventure Film, of course, again, the nominees are Ballerina, F1 the Movie, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, Novocaine, Now You See Me, Now You Don't, One Battle After Another, and To Speed This Puppy Up. Yeah, it was Mission Impossible. I clicked over and I saw that, was like, oh yeah, we never announced that part. Oh, I'm so excited. I just need to actually sit down and watch the darn thing, Yeah. Okay. Next up, though, we have Best Actor in a Film for the year. We have David Corenswet for Superman. We have Tom Cruise for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Tom Hiddleston, The Life of Chuck. Oscar Isaac for Frankenstein. Michael B. Jordan for Sinners. Pedro Pascal for The Fantastic Four: First Steps. And Sam Worthington for Avatar: Fire and Ash. My guess here. I'm gonna guess. Tom Hiddleston should be up there, but I think it's either Oscar Isaac, Michael B. Jordan, or David Corenswet. Just knowing that these are the nerds of the industry voting. Let's see. Best actor in a film is Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. That one is not the one I expected to win there. Okay, next up, though, is Best Actress in a Film. Let's keep this thing moving before we end up in a big old rant again. Best Actress in a Film of 2025, Rachel Brosnahan for Superman. Cynthia Erivo for Wicked for Good. Elle Fanning, Predator Badlands. Julia Garner for Weapons, Vanessa Kirby, The Fantastic Four, First Steps, Zoe Saldana, Avatar, Fire and Ash, and Emma Stone for Begonia. How much acting does Sam do in Avatar? Isn't he mostly CGI? Every piece of CGI that involves a human being is still very heavily acted within Avatar. So yes, Sam does, where he's not necessarily the most, he's known for being a wooden actor, which means the face kind of just stays still and only has one or two emotions. I feel like he is directed in that sense, and specifically with Avatar. I don't think all the other films he's been in, he's been directed to specifically act like that, and just kind of tends to nonetheless sometimes. For better or worse, I do think Sam Worthington has some great supporting roles. But, that's why we only got Clash and Wrath of the Titans rather than a 5 series of films, or a 5 film series, if I can grammatically speak. Here, though, Brosnahan did great. Wicked for Good, I fell asleep in. Elle Fanning is amazing. Julia Garner's amazing. And Emma Stone's amazing. I think Zoe Saldana, even though she kind of fits into the... she does a lot more emotive acting, even within Avatar. And this one was particularly the one that she emoted the most in, I think. And I love Vanessa Kirby. Adore Vanessa Kirby. But it's Elle Fanning or Julia Garner. There's no way it's not. Emma Stone could sneak in there, and Emma Stone's Emma Stone, so I couldn't be upset with that. But Elle Fanning, Julia Garner did absolutely amazing. Elle Fanning would be my specific personal choice. And Tony's with me. So let's see. Switching back over to tabs. Let's scroll. Elle Fanning! Cool. Hell yeah. That makes me happy. That makes me very happy because, God, Badlands didn't get any of the deserved praise it needed this year. Oh, it's so good. We can gush about it all day. I just wish the rest of the world would as well. Okay, let's move on to Best Supporting Actor in a Film. We have Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein. Is Frankenstein actually how it was originally supposed to be pronounced, though? Because I keep hearing that, or I've heard it a few times, and as funny as it is, and it just makes me chuckle a little bit, it makes sense, Elle Fanning, because that character could have been annoying, but she was great. And the other character could have been boring, but was great. And she played 2 amazing ones. DJ, play nice. Howdy. Hey, thank you. Stay and say howdy another time. I know this one's just a weird, quick one, but we're moving quick through it. Come hang out for some Star Trek or some Pluribus this week, Because tomorrow, just letting y'all know, we do have podcast number 2 of the SciTrek maneuver. And, God, it's going to be Starfleet Academy tomorrow, so that is going to be interesting. I am intrigued to see what happens, to say the very least. Yeah. But Best Supporting Actor in a Film, of course. I'll continue reading them now. Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein. Eddie Gathegi for Superman. Jeff Goldblum for Wicked for Good. Stephen Lang, Avatar, Fire and Ash. Delroy Lindo for Sinners. Mads Mikkelsen for Dust Bunny. And Eben Moss, Bacharach for Fantastic Four. The First Steps. Yeah, I'm supposed to watch Frankenstein in the next couple of days with my roommate. I have not done that just yet. Eddie Gathegi was my favorite part of Superman. He's amazing, and I'm glad he actually had time to shine rather than, X-Men First Class. He plays, what's the character? It's one of the strongest characters in all comics, and he literally just gets killed immediately within the first, 5 scenes we even get with him. It sucks. But the movie's still great. It just totally didn't do the character justice there. Now, Jeff Goldblum, I like I said, Wicked for Good just wasn't for me. I fell asleep. Stephen Lang for Avatar, Fire and Ash. Personally, out of all these, I'm voting Stephen Lang. Delroy Lindo for Sinners. Delroy Lindo has never had a bad performance. Again, I think he might end up winning a lot of these things in this award season, and he has been to a certain degree. But it's all because he hasn't won anything yet. And as much as I don't want to say the same thing for Michael B. Jordan, the female best supporting acting cast of Sinners, I think, is more award deserved than the male cast. And nothing against anybody in the film. I freaking adore it one way or another, like I keep having to say, but like, y'all can see my frustration with the way all the academies vote nowadays. And I really wanted to see Dust Bunny with Mads Mikkelsen and Sigourney Weaver. I didn't catch it. Ebon Moss-Bachrach is always great, though, and he did do really well as the Thing in Fantastic Four. Stephen Lang, though. Stephen Lang's my number one in this category. Like, nowhere close with anybody else, I think. Eddie Gathegi might have been the second most entertaining there, but nah. That's Stephen Lang. Let's see. Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein. All right, I guess I gotta watch Frankenstein. I'm behind on it. Oh, let me share the tab too. You might want to see that. Yeah, he won for Frankenstein. Let me see if I can scoot it down just a little bit without showing what the next thing is. Next up, Best Supporting Actress in a Film, we have number 2 in Star Trek Academy. Was that on purpose? Una Chaplin, Avatar, Fire and Ash. Mia Goth, Frankenstein. I can't speak. Ariana Grande for Wicked for Good. Amy Madigan for Weapons. Florence Pugh for Thunderbolts. Haley Steinfeld for Sinners. And Sigourney Weaver for Dust Bunny. Again, I wish I would have seen Dust Bunny. I love Haley Steinfeld in literally anything. And I love Florence Pugh in literally anything. I wouldn't be mad at either one of them. But I know Mia Goth's acting ability, and I can just assume how good she is in Frankenstein, even without seeing it. Frankenstein is... I know few things that are more fitting for something, and an actress like Mia Goth, a performer like her talents, just... That is very form-fitting for her talents. Ariana Grande is always a great performer. And even though I think she's great in Wicked, I did fall asleep in Wicked for Good. And it's just... Nope. Sorry. I can't award Wicked for anything. Sorry. Like, maybe best set design or production. And also best job at emaciating every single one of your performers and making sure that none of them can even eat 2 bites of food a day. Like, what in the hell happened there? And Amy Madigan for Weapons, I wouldn't be surprised if she won. She's so good. She's so good. So creepy, but so good in there. So good. Una Chaplin, though, would be my choice. She just brought something to the Avatar franchise that it desperately did need. And Varang, whatever the character's name is freaking scary. And she's great. So, Best Supporting Actress in a Film. Whoa, Sigourney Weaver for Dust Bunny. No way. Oh, I really need to catch up on the film, though. It looked so good. It really looked so good, and I didn't give it the time of day to look at. All right. Well, next up, we have Best Younger Performer in a Film. Whoa. I already see a glaring mistake here, and none of these people should win. Not a single of these people should win. I'm sorry. Miles Catton or Catan. How do you say his name? Now I'm just thinking about the game Catan. Miles Catton, I'm going to go with Catton for Sinners, is actually fantastic. Jack Champion is kind of your not emotional core for Avatar, but he's the kind of for the third one in a lot of ways. He did really good. I don't think he's going to win, though. Maya Kealoha for Lilo and Stitch, she was great. The movie is not worth being awarded, but Maya Kealoha, woo, she's going to be an amazing actress as she ages and grows. If she's like what, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in that age range, and can give a performance like that, she's got the rest of her life ahead of her, and we're all going to be the better for it because we can see the films that she'll make over the years, and she'll do great. But I don't know if she'll win. Madeline McGraw, I did not see Black Phone 2. My roommate did see it the other day and had a lot of good things to say about it, even more so than the first one. So maybe he watched it because his friend Ariana Rivas is in there as well, and she did good apparently, is what he said. So that's cool. Sophie Sloan for Dust Bunny. Again, I didn't see Dust Bunny, but it looked so good. And I could see this winning potentially. Mason Thames for How to Train Your Dragon. Dude's 17. I don't know why he's here. Alfie Williams for 28 Years Later should be here instead of Mason Thames. Or even Miles Catton, because both of them are, and Jack Champion, all three of them are a little old, realistically. For younger performer, they're all late teens, and I feel like late teens is old enough to maybe even be nominated for supporting or actor, like either one of those categories. Best young performer should be Alfie Williams for 28 Years Later, and it's not even close. Maybe Sophie Sloan and Dust Bunny, I'm not familiar. But besides that, I think Miles Catton for Sinners would be my choice here. I think Miles Catton would be my Sinners. I mean, my Sinners, my choice. But let's check over here. Best younger performer, Jack Champion, Avatar: Fire and Ash. Wow. Hey, he is that emotional core for it all, so that is a good thing. To me, that is a good choice. I'm going to bring up Best Film Direction again here. Yeah, he's the dude that plays the guitar in there. He's the young guy with his son, excuse me. His father's the preacher that doesn't want him going out and about. His cousins are Smoke and Stack, and he's the guy that does the really cool guitar. And, hey, he deserves that award specifically. Oh, wait, sorry. I guess it was Jack Champion. Oh, but Miles Catton would have deserved that award as well. I think specifically almost just for learning guitar. Not just for the movie, but for that one performance in that one song in the one scene of the movie. But it's so well done. And it is really cool. Yeah, he was really good. But I understand Jack Champion being there too. Like that's a tough role though. It was Best Film Direction. You'll know this one's gonna be interesting. James Cameron, Avatar: Fire and Ash. Ryan Coogler for Sinners. Guillermo del Toro for Frankenstein. And James Gunn for Superman. I don't know how that's in here. And Matt Shacken for Fantastic Four. I don't know how that's in here either. Christopher McQuarrie for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. And Dan Trachtenberg for Predator: Badlands. I'm going to go ahead and James and Matt, as much as I adore the vast majority of both of your works, no. Like, this is not a comic book answer. And if there was going to be a comic book director in here, what's the Thunderbolts director's name? It's Josh something, I think. Directed by Jake Schreier. Yeah, Jake Schreier over either one of them here. This is hard though, because this is really between Cameron, Coogler, Del Toro, and I think McQuarrie is not gonna win. Frankenstein, just from what I know about it, not having seen the movie, could easily win this just for the colossal amount of effort that Del Toro put into it. Also, the exact same could be said for Fire and Ash. Coogler, while the film might not be to the same grandiosity as Frankenstein or Fire and Ash, you can see, I think the single most effort anybody put on set for Sinners was Coogler. I mean, obviously, he's got more hats and more pieces of the pie to be involved in than anybody else. He's the director, producer, writer, so on and so forth, sure, but he's the glue to that movie. And he's what makes that movie work. Not Michael B. Jordan as Smoke and Stack, not Haley Steinfeld as really cool vampire chick, not Jack O'Connell coming in playing an amazing vampire Irish. I don't know where I was going with that one. Irish vampire guy. everything's brought together through him. McQuarrie's amazing, but I think McQuarrie and Coogler on a technical level are about the same for the films they told for that year. Last year, Cameron and Del Toro are closer on Fire and Ash and Frankenstein for the grandiosity, and I would choose either one of them because of that. Trachtenberg, though, did what James Cameron did with Avatar in building this planet for Badlands. Not necessarily to the same pedigree and the amount of time and effort and years it takes to get to that world, but he built out an entire world. And it wasn't even the only Predator movie he directed this year, or film he directed this year. He did 2 Predator movies in 2025. Yeah, an animated one, and yeah, a live action one. Both were phenomenal. I actually think, even truly, of course, Badlands was probably the most enjoyable thing I went to go see in 2025. I think Trachtenberg still wins for Best Film Direction, in my opinion, for just the feats that are at hand here. I don't think he's going to win here. I'm going to guess it's James Cameron or Del Toro, and then Coogler. My fourth option that I think is going to be here is Dan Trachtenberg. The option I'd like to be there is Dan Trachtenberg. But let's see. Best Film Direction. Oh, go up fast. James Cameron, Avatar, Fire and Ash. Okay, that makes sense. All right. I scrolled fast enough where I did not see where I scrolled too fast down there to check out. But let's go down to Best Film Screenwriting for now. And we do have a few categories to get through, so I am going to try to not rant as much and totally get moving on this. Best Film Screenwriting, we have Avatar, Fire and Ash, James Cameron, Rick Jaffa, and Amanda Silver. We have Dust Bunny, just Brian Fuller. The Fantastic Four, First Steps, Josh Friedman, Eric Pearson, Jeff Kaplan, and Ian Springer. Frankenstein, just Guillermo del Toro. Sinners, I skipped one. Mission Impossible, Final Reckoning, Christopher McQuarrie and Eric Gingerson. Sinners, just Ryan Coogler. Weapons, just Zach Kreger. For Best Film Screenwriting, it should be Weapons. It needs to be Weapons. Sinners is awesome, but it's kind of run-of-the-mill and truly like overarching story-wise, and not in a bad way at all. It's a great film, and that's the writing is not what he was trying to get across there. The things in the film are what he's trying to get across. The plot points, not the actual minute details in the writing aspect. The minute details of what we're visually digesting, I think, is what Coogler was aiming for there. Frankenstein, I just haven't seen. And Dust Bunny could sneak in here. I don't know. But I'm going for Weapons. Wholeheartedly going for Weapons. Oh, Best Film Screenwriting goes to Rick Jaffa, Amanda Silver, and James Cameron for Avatar, Fire and Ash. That's not what I expected, y'all. Wow. All right. Okay, we got some interesting things here. Next up, though, Best Film Visual Special Effects. Avatar, Fire and Ash, The Fantastic Four, First Steps, How to Train Your Dragon, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, Superman, and Wicked for Good. I don't know how Predator Badlands isn't in here, because it's the only one out of these that stands up to Avatar, Fire and Ash. Superman or Fantastic Four or Wicked for Good should be gone. Final Reckoning needs to stay there for just it's so much larger scale special effects and visual effects, and people understand. But I think Wicked for Good should be gone because there is a lot of practicality that dresses up some of the things to make it easier for those special effects to work. But there is a lot of the practicality is just special effects as well. These are all great. Predator Badlands does deserve to be on this list. If this is not Avatar, Fire and Ash, I'll be shocked. Let's see. Hey! Wait. Best Film Direction. Wait, is that what we're on? Now I'm thrown off. Direction, screenwriting, we're on special effects. Oh my god. Screenwriting, special effects. Yeah, Joe Lettieri, Richard Bainham, Daniel Barrett, Eric Sandin for Avatar, Fire, and Ash. Okay. Best film music. Once again, Avatar, Fire, and Ash. Simon Frangwen, The Fantastic Four, First Steps, Michael Giacchino, Frankenstein, Alexander Desplat, Sinners, Ludwig Göransson, John Ayres, Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor, and Atticus Ross, Wicked for Good, John Powell, and Steven Schwartz. I do like that Avatar music, but Sinners and Ludwig Göransson is the easy answer. I kind of want to say Tron, though. I really want to lean Tron here. Best film music. Nine Inch Nails! Yeah, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross for Tron Ares. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. Ludwig Göransson was an easy second there, but oh, wow. Tron had music going for it. And visuals. And even though I do enjoy the story, it's not what people are going to remember at the end of the day. Anyway, best film production design. Next up, we have Avatar, Fire, and Ash, The Fantastic Four, First Steps, Frankenstein, Sinners, Superman, and Wicked for Good. Film production design, Wicked for Good could actually win this one. And it deserved to win in a lot of ways that first time around. This could also win, Avatar, Fire, and Ash. Frankenstein and Sinners, I think, are both optional, good, viable options as well. Here, though, I don't really have a personal choice. I'm going to go Frankenstein for best film production design. Because just the little bits I've seen have been phenomenal. But I'm expecting Sinners. Oh, wow! Film production design, Khosrow Farahani and Jill Aziz, The Fantastic Four. First Steps. Okay, best film makeup is up next. 28 years later, Frankenstein, Sinners, Tron Ares, Weapons, and Wicked for Good. Okay, this needs to go to either Frankenstein, 28 years later, or Wicked. Weapons and Sinners and Tron are all right there too, but it's one of those three. All right. Let's see. Frankenstein for best makeup. No surprise there. We can keep on moving. Best film editing, though. This is going to be interesting. Avatar, Fire and Ash, The Fantastic Four, First Steps, Frankenstein, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, Predator, Badlands, or Sinners. I haven't seen Frankenstein. That very well could be the winner here. I'd say Badlands or Sinners is my just instinctual answer there. Would be Badlands or Sinners. Let's see. Sinners. Okay, that makes sense. That's understandable. Let's keep on moving, though. Best film costume design. There's The Fantastic Four, First Steps, Frankenstein, Predator, Badlands, Sinners, Superman, Wicked for Good. This is one of those categories where I was like, how is Sinners in here? Like, it's just period pieces. You walk down Hollywood Boulevard and get those frickin' outfits. And it's not like crazy period pieces like a Frankenstein would be. I think this would be Frankenstein, maybe Badlands for just the weird design, but also a lot of it's just synthetic human, just kind of clothes. So maybe this would be Wicked or Frankenstein in my opinion. Let's see. Share this tab. Best film costume, Frankenstein. Cool. Best independent film of this year, though. We have Adulthood, Eden, Dust Bunny, Good Boy, The Rule of Jenny Pin, The Plague, and The Toxic Avenger. I didn't see as many of these as I would have liked to. I have a feeling, though, it's going to be Dust Bunny. It's Dust Bunny. Cool. I think we were all kind of expecting that one. All right, let's keep on moving, though. We're now in Best International Film. 40 Acres, Bring Her Back, Dead of Winter, Night Call, The Ugly Stepsister, or Sisu 2, Road to Revenge. If it's not Bring Her Back, I'm going to riot. If it's not Bring Her Back. Sisu 2? Oh, I don't care how Sisu 2 is. The correct answer is Bring Her Back. It was maybe the best horror film of 2025. Loved Weapons. Loved The Long Walk. Bring Her Back was the best horror film of 2025. But all right, let's keep kicking. Best animated film: The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. The Bad Guys 2. Elio, K-pop Demon Hunters, The SpongeBob Movie, Search for SquarePants, Zootopia 2. I saw actually none of those this year. I kind of feel bad saying that. Obviously, for the sake of sci-fi, I would rather Elio or The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, win. One of my friends, she's really proud of it. Her feet are in the SpongeBob movie. So I'd be like, go SpongeBob just for her, but I'm not voting for my friend's feet. So I'm going to go, hopefully, Bad Guys 2, because I loved Bad Guys 1. And I'm assuming K-pop Demon Hunters will win because everybody just loved K-pop Demon Hunters. So share this tab and let's see. Best animated film. Zootopia 2! Not too shocking, honestly. Not too shocking. But all right, let's keep on moving. Best international animated film, Attack on Titan, the movie The Last Attack. Excuse me, Attack on Titan, the movie The Last Attack. Chainsaw Man, the movie Res Arc. The Colors Within. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle, Neja 2, and Stitch Head. Two of my roommates just went to go see Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle like 3 days ago in Regal's Screen X. And the Screen X did screw up a couple times, which sucks, but they said when it was working, it was amazing, and the colors were something that they've seen very few times in their life. That being said, though, this is Attack on Titan, the movie, The Last Attack, and any other answer is unequivocally wrong. So, let's check it out. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. Nope. I'm not even acknowledging that. We're going to the television awards because that was Attack on Titan. That was nothing but Attack on Titan. That is disgusting that they even put that there like that. It hurts my soul. Anyway, best science fiction television series: Andor, The Ark, Foundation, Severance, Silo, or Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. We know it's not The Ark. We know it's not Silo, and we know it's not Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. I doubt it's going to be Foundation as much as I love Foundation. It's going to be Andor or Severance. Let's check it out. Andor! Cool. So next up, let's keep on kicking. Yep. Y'all both got it. Share this tab and said, we're back. To best fantasy TV series: Anne Rice's Mayfair Witches, Ghosts, The Librarians, The Next Chapter, Outlander, Stranger Things, Wednesday. Stranger Things or Wednesday. I could see either one of these being there. Stranger Things is not fantasy, even though D&D is fantasy. They take a sci-fi approach to a fantasy project, I guess, in a way. Stranger Things is far more sci-fi than it is fantasy in execution. Anyway, I don't think it should be either one of those. I don't know enough about Outlander. I know people like I can't even speak anymore. The Librarians, but I'm not sure what the next chapter is. If this is what I think it is, it might be funny, but the British version is better. I have not seen any of the Anne Rice fantasy TV series like Mayfair Witches or Talamasca: The Secret Order, or even what's the Lestat and not Vampire Diaries, Interview with the Vampire. That's what I'm looking for, and I'd really like to check those things out. I'm kind of holding off for a little while though. I would like Anne Rice's Mayfair Witches to win. Let's see what actually wins. Outlander from Starz and Sony Pictures and Television. Okay, cool. I'm not super familiar with all that. David thought Stranger Things was going to beat it. I'm glad it did not. That last season was terrible. Terrible, they say. It's quite terrible. Best horror television series: Anne Rice's Talamasca: The Secret Hoard, The Institute, It, Welcome to Derry, The Last of Us can go ahead and be taken off this list. The Walking Dead, Dead City. I think there's some people that might say the same about that one. Yellow Jackets, though, people love. The Institute, I'm not familiar with that one. I'm familiar with this. Haven't seen Talamasca, The Secret Order. This is unequivocally It, Welcome to Derry. It is It, Welcome to Derry. The second season of The Last of Us sucked ass big time. Yeah, I couldn't. I tried for a moment and was like, nope. Big nope. Big nope. The Institute, Tony says. What is the Institute? I feel like I've seen something about it and I'm just not familiar. David's with me on Welcome to Derry. I'm going to Google the Institute real quick. TV series. Oh, this is that Ben Barnes show. A group of psychic children unites to take on the shadowy organization that has kidnapped them and claims to be using their power to save the world. Okay, that just sounds like a spin-off of frickin' Stranger Things. It could be cool. It just didn't sound super enticing. Best horror television series, though, is It! Welcome to Derry. There was no doubt in my mind. Next up, though, we're back. Best new genre series. Alien Earth. Outlander. Blood of My Blood. Pluribus. Robin Hood. Spartacus. House of Asher. And Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Star Wars Skeleton Crew is so good, so underrated. It was like the perfect blend of Amblin and Lucasfilm, and it made my heart happy. It made my brain happy. It made the nostalgia for the time I never even lived in happy. It made the time that I want to spend like it would be the 80s. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. Star Wars Skeleton Crew is amazing. It's so good. I expect Pluribus or Alien Earth to win. Pluribus, I think, should win. As much as I love Skeleton Crew, Alien Earth a tad better than Skeleton Crew? Oof. I don't know about that, Tony. The first 5 episodes of Alien Earth, I'm with you. Those final couple episodes lost me, though. It was just kind of like, come on, y'all. Skeleton Crew was solid all the way through. It was a bit of a slow burn, but it was solid. Oh, David says Skeleton Crew. Cool. I think it's going to be Pluribus. And my vote would be for Pluribus as well. Pluribus, if y'all seen the last couple Fridays with Greg, Sarah, and I, and if you drop on by to talk the Pluribus season finale and the final couple episodes, of course, this Friday, y'all will see us gush like we do for a few other shows. We've had a lot of good eating, good TV lately, but Pluribus is something else. And it's a great something else. So, okay, sharing this tab. Let's go back down. Pluribus! I knew it. No doubt in my mind. Just had to set the stage a little bit. Let's keep on moving, though. Now we have Best Action Adventure Television Series. I guess final season for Cobra Kai. Duster, Paradise, Reacher, Squid Game, Twisted Metal. I'm only in season 1 of Paradise. I didn't realize it was going to become an action-adventure type series, but okay. That's kind of enticing. I'm in. Duster, I've heard good things about. I have not seen. Cobra Kai, I have not seen. And I'd love to catch up to it, but the Karate Kid movie, I was going to catch up to everything for. It didn't look even enticing enough to go see, and I'm still behind on a lot of that. But anyway, Reacher, always consistent. Squid Game, no. I don't know why that's here. Twisted Metal was fun as hell, but interesting choice. Squid Game, Paradise. Interesting. Tony says Paradise. David saying Squid Game. Let's get back to the article and find out. It was Duster. Oh my God, Bad Robot Act. Bad Reboot won something. Nice. That's a first. I'm not super familiar with Duster. I've heard good things. I guess might be one that we need to check out. Continuing on in the TV aspect of the world, Best Thriller Television Series, Dark Winds, Dexter, Resurrection, The Lowdown, Mobland, The Rainmaker, and Your Friends and Neighbors. I've heard a lot of good things about Your Friends and Neighbors. The Rainmaker, I think, is a remake. I've heard a lot of good things about Mobland, and I feel like I've heard good things about Lowdown. I don't know much about Dark Winds, but Dexter Resurrection, I watched the first few episodes of. Wasn't all that great. Then I watched the final few episodes of, because my roommate was watching it, and I kind of just walked in and would sit down, were really good. We got 2 Dark Winds, an agreement down here. Okay, let's switch to this page and let's check it out. Best thriller television series is Dexter Resurrection. Nice. I thought it was going to be Dark Winds, just the way y'all were talking about it right here. Shoot. All right, let's keep on moving then. Best superhero television series. Daredevil Born Again is not. Gen V was decent. Invincible, yep. Ironheart shouldn't be on this list. Peacemaker really shouldn't be on this list as well. And The Sandman. I think it's between Sandman and Invincible. I think Daredevil Born Again might win just for the sake of it being Daredevil, but Invincible should win this one. Boo! Daredevil Born Again pissed me off so much. It's just, oh my god. I can't even, no, we can't rant. There's too many categories to keep going through. It pissed me off so much. This category needs to be Invincible. We could stop the stream right now. Peacemaker Season 2 was the biggest nothing burger and biggest crock full of shite I've ever seen. And I wanted to like it the whole time. Each episode is emotionally and character driven wise it's a good series. For the overarching plot, the entire season should have been 1 episode. I know Secular Monk will be happy about this, but oh my god, that one actually hurts me. I have nothing but I could rant for 4 hours about how bad Peacemaker is and how much James Gunn is screwing it up when he could be doing good things. Like Superman was almost a return to form for him. I didn't love it, but I had a damn good time, and there was a lot of fun things in there. Ugh. Dad voice hairs. Turning the car around. We're going home. Yep. Sheesh. Peacemaker. Oh my god. I'm gonna need a pacemaker just from doing this stream. Oh my god. Okay, I'm done. Maybe. I hope so. That's so frustrating. Peacemaker pisses me off so much. I don't know why. I don't want to let it. It just does. Okay. Moving forward. Best television presentation. The Beast and Me. Black Mirror. Murderbot. Nautilus. The Pit. And The Walking Dead. Daryl Dixon. Harris making series Peace Hater. Oh no. I think Murderbot, but Pitt will win. I think Pitt will win. I would rather Murderbot though. I think Black Mirror probably has the second best chance behind the Pit. Maybe even the best chance, just knowing that this is a genre-focused kind of award show. So Black Mirror might even be the one. I wish it were Murderbot. I really hope it's Murderbot. It's The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon. Yeah, that's also an option, I guess. I love Norman Reedus. I really enjoyed I enjoyed the 8th season of The Walking Dead. Halfway through season 8, I stopped. And I just haven't been able to get myself to pick up. I watched the first season of Fear the Walking Dead and was like, that was cool. That's about it. Wish it was Murderbot there. Best animated television series or special. Yeah, Peacemaker. Oh, my browser has lost connection to my screen share audio. Try sharing my screen again. Restart your browser. This continues to be a problem. I actually think that's probably a good thing. It's a good thing the ads aren't popping up screaming at us on here. Now, though, we're at Best Animated Television... Best Animated Television Series or Special. Sorry, excuse me. Creature Commandos, Harley Quinn, Marvel Zombies, Predator Killer of Killers, Star Wars Tales of the Underworld, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Solo Leveling Season 2 A Rise from the Shadow. Get that Solo Leveling out of here. Anime can have their own category or something like that, because I love anime too. I'm watching multiple active ones right now, but it's also very frustrating. What? Creature Commandos was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Harley Quinn, just another thing. Marvel Zombies was really good too. Creature Commandos or Marvel Zombies, I'd be happy with. Star Wars Tales of the Underworld, I'd be happy with. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is just a big nothing burger. It has some cool moments, but it's a big nothing burger, sadly. Solo Leveling, get out of here. Let's be realistic. Predator Killer of Killers did in 2 hours what Creature Commandos, Marvel Zombies, and Tales of the Underworld, all these other things did in 6, 8, 10 episodes in one time. One sit down, and it was just as good, if not better, than every single one of them. Killer of Killers, baby. I know. It's got to be Killer of Killers, y'all. If not, we riot. Killer of Killers! Okay. All right. Y'all don't have to be rioted against today. We're good. The Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror survives one more day from the wrath of not voting on Predator movies. Let's go on to Best Actor in a Television Series. First up, we have Sterling K. Brown for Paradise. I'm going to skip over the next one. I'm just kidding. John Cena does do a phenomenal job. Whether the story itself, like all the actors do a really good job in Peacemaker Season 2, especially Season 2. The story is so stupid and it pisses me off, and it makes it you think that it's going to be good the whole time. You're like, okay, we're working up to something. Oh, it's a big nothing burger. It just hurts me so much. Oh, I hate that show. Anyway, Sterling K. Brown, Paradise, John Cena, Peacemaker, Michael C. Hall, Dexter Resurrection, Sam Heughan for Outlander, Diego Luna for Andor, Norman Reedus, The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, Adam Scott for Severance. Michael C. Hall does a great job in Dexter. John Cena does do a really good job in Peacemaker. I'm not familiar with what happened in Outlander here. Obviously, I haven't seen the season of Andor, but Diego Luna's Diego Luna. Haven't seen this, and I love me some Norman Reedus, but I can assume he won't win this one. Adam Scott, Diego Luna, and Sterling K. Brown would be the three that I have at the top of my guest list. I would guess, though, it's going to be Diego Luna. Michael C. Hall could sneak in there and take it, though. So let's go on. Best Actor in Television Series? Diego Luna for Andor. Cool. Sterling K. Brown is always great. I want Diego Luna to win, though. Oh, and Michael C. Hall is really good as Dexter. That he is. And it feels like a return to form, which is nice. But yeah. Diego Luna winning. That's the one we needed there. Okay, so Best Actress in a Television Series. We are going on to Catriona Balfe for Outlander, Millie Bobby Brown for Stranger Things, Sydney Chandler for Alien Earth. Oh, there she is. Britt Lower for Severance, Melissa McBride, Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, Jenna Ortega for Wednesday, or the winner of the category, Rhea Seehorn for Pluribus. No one else remotely stands even. Sydney Chandler did really good in Alien Earth. Everybody else might have done a good job in their respective roles. This goes to Rhea Seehorn for Pluribus. There's no doubt about that. 1,000, 10,000, 100,000% was always going to go to Rhea Seehorn for Pluribus there. So, let me take a sip of water because my mouth is parched. Okay, now back to fast talking and moving and grooving, you know. Yeah, Sydney Chandler would have been my second choice pretty quickly then. But all right, now we have Best Supporting Actor in a Television Series. We have Jack Alcott for Dexter Resurrection, William Fichtner for Anne Rice's Talamasca, The Secret Order, Jude Law for Star Wars Skeleton Crew, James Marsden for Paradise, Babu Cisse for Alien Earth, Ethan Peck for Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and Stellan Skarsgård for Andor. I would love to say Jude Law, but Stellan Skarsgård beats him out in another Star Wars series right there. I think, and the bits of James Marsden I've seen in Paradise is fantastic. But I think it's between Babu Sise for Alien Earth and Stellan Skarsgård for Andor. Either one of those would make total sense to me. And it's Stellan Skarsgård for Andor. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. But all right, let's keep on kicking, y'all. Best Supporting Actress in a Television Series. We have Christina Chong for Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Denise Goh for Andor, Julianne Nicholson for Paradise, Jennifer Holland in Peacemaker, Genevieve O'Reilly for Andor, Uma Thurman for Dexter Resurrection, and Carolina Wydra for Pluribus. This Julianne Nicholson for Paradise I could see, but I think it's really between Denise Goh, Genevieve O'Reilly, and Carolina Wydra. Uma Thurman's great in Dexter Resurrection, but Uma Thurman playing cool, badass, like, security guard lady, that's not like a role that is... She could pull that out of a hat any day of the week. It's not... She just walks on set and just is. Everybody else, though, where Carolina Wydra is, like, trying to be kind of like an everyday person or anything. Like, it's a weird, weird role. I could see her winning this, too. Yeah, Stellan's amazing in Andor and in Dune and everything else he does. Yeah. Denise Goh, David says, for Best Supporting Actress in a Television Series. Let's see if Denise goes all the way. It was Carolina Wydra for Pluribus. That's deserved as well. She has it's very hard to describe the role that she's playing, but also she does an amazing job portraying what she has to portray, which ain't an easy task per se. So let's go to Best Guest Star in a Television Series. David Dastmalchian for Dexter Resurrection. Is he going by Dave now? David Dastmalchian for Dexter Resurrection. I'm so confused. Peter Dinklage for Dexter Resurrection. Linda Hamilton for Stranger Things. So far, none of those three are going to win or should win. Paul Wesley for Star Trek Strange New Worlds can go ahead and take himself out of there too. James Raymer for It, Welcome to Derry. Bill Skarsgård for It, Welcome to Derry. And Samba Shute for Pluribus are the three that we're actually going to be seeing fight it out here. And James Raymer is great in It, Welcome to Derry, but he could have had a guest star role in Dexter Resurrection too. Like, he could have been a guest star in either one of these. And both of them are very similar in the way the projects approach them. Bill Skarsgård should win this for It, Welcome to Derry. Both for playing, the titular character of the show, and also he plays the character that, Bill Skarsgård for both of y'all, Tony and David. He also plays the character that Pennywise kind of takes over. Yeah. It needs to be Bill Skarsgård. It's David Dastmalchian for Dexter Resurrection. I can't take Saturn Awards seriously if it's going to do this. What the hell? He's great. David Dastmalchian is great, but he deserves more of a accolades for his role in Murderbot than he does Dexter Resurrection. What? Anyway, we'll keep moving. Annoying. But anyway, Best Young Performer in a Television Series. We've got Ravi Kabit-Conyers for Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Arian S. Kartaya for It, Welcome to Derry. Joe Freeman, The Institute. Noah Schnapp for Stranger Things. He's not a young performer. The dude's like 23 or 24 now. Only thing young about him is the freaking bowl cut. And he used to be maybe tied for one of the best actors on the show, and now is tied for easily the worst actor on the show. Dude, I hope your career gets better, and I hope it continues to shine. I hope you continue to do a bunch of good things. But if you're literally starting a Stranger Things rewatch podcast 7 days after the finale of the show, it goes to show the confidence in your own career. Like Noah Schnapp, my man, hit the acting classes again, and let's do it. Like you were an amazing actor as a kid. What were you tapping into then that you can't tap into now? Ugh. Anyway, let's keep going. Jas Sinclair for Gen V. Sadie Sink for Stranger Things. Clara Stack for It Welcome to Derry. Either of the It characters, Star Wars Skeleton Crew, I'm happy with. I don't think either one of these guys are Jas Sinclair and Noah Schnapp. Both of them are too old to be considered best young performer too. I'm not familiar with Joe Freeman and the Institute, but Sadie Sink for Stranger Things, even though she's okay, as much as I think she is the best singular young performer from the Stranger Things cast, she's also 24, I think. So she cannot be a young performer in my mind here. I think it should be Clara Stack, Aryan Kataya, or Ravi Kabit-Conyers. Let's see. Any of them from Welcome to Derry and Ravi. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's see. Ravi Kabit-Conyers for Skeleton Crew. Nice. Cool. Okay. Understandable, honestly. The kid's great. So now we're at the Home Entertainment Awards. We're in the final act of the Saturn Awards, diving through here. Best 4K Home Media Release. There's Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning from Paramount. Nightmare Alley from Criterion. The Fantastic Four from First Steps. From First Steps. Fantastic Four First Steps from Disney and Marvel. Thunderbolts from Disney and Marvel. When Evil Lurks from Second Sight Films. And Wicked from Universal. Let's see. Home Media. Best Classic Film Release. Oh, well, we're going to do two. Frailty wins the Best Classic Film Home Media Release. They're doing it out of order now. The Reanimator 40th Anniversary of Tombstone. Oh, the Reanimator 40th Anniversary. Tombstone for Disney. Best Classic Film Home Media Release. Frailty won over Kingdom of Heaven Director's Cut. Dead of Night. And Tombstone? And Night of the Living Dead? And Night of the Juggler 2 Kino. Frailty's great and all, but what the heck? What? Oh, I'm not even sharing this. Sorry, I was sharing. I went on and read the next category since it did it out of order for us. What? Frailty won out of all of those? Yo. Blasphemy, I say. But yeah, out of the best home releases, let's scroll down again here and see. Oh, Wicked won the best home media release. Out of all of these, Mission Impossible had the better. Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four had the better. Nightmare Alley, even though the movie wasn't all that great, had the better. Really? Well, we're at where we're at. Let's do the next two categories, just in case it does something tricky on us like last time. Best Film Home Media Collection. 007 James Bond, Sean Connery, 6-film collection from Warner Brothers. A Nightmare on Elm Street, 7-film collection. Gee, who voted? Like, actually, though. A Nightmare on Elm Street 7-film collection from Warner Brothers as well. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trilogy from Arrow. Terror in the Fog, The Wallace Crimi at CCC. Eureka, the Abbott and Costello horror film collection from Kino Lorber. The Pink Panther Peter Sellers comedy collection from Kino Lorber. We'll jump into that in a second, and we'll also go through this category real quick. The best television home media release, Chucky, the complete series from Universal. Creepshow, the complete series from Shudder. Knight Rider, the complete series from Universal. Peanuts 75th Ultimate TV Specials from Warner Brothers. The Huckleberry Hound Show from Warner Archives, and The Penguin Season 1 from Warner Brothers. I mean, The Penguin Season 1 is probably the best pound for pound out of everything, obviously, like pound for pound, but everything else is legitimate, like, series of shows there. Best Film Home Media Collection. I'm going to go the 007 James Bond if I had to guess. So, home media release is home collection is your Pink Panther Peter Sellers comedy collection. All right. And the final one, best television home media release is Chucky, the complete series from Universal. Wow. Okay. And that looks like it concludes the Saturn Awards in 2025. In 2026, of course. Abbott and Costello are fantastic. That they are. Well, y'all, that was a fun stream. That was a little bit all over the place, but we did get succinct answers on what won. You got a few rants out of me. Maybe a few more than a few rants out of me there, too. But hell, I thought it was a good one. I thought this was fun. If you want to see me do any of these with y'all and just hop on and, shoot the shit and hang out, essentially, I might start doing these, open mic it up a little bit. But we'll see. We'll plan it out. Some surprises, some disappointments, a few laughs, and some joy. Good stream. Well, thank you for hanging, Tony. I always love you and David hanging. Y'all have been by far the most active folks today. And we've had a lot of people just jump in and out, which has been a lot of fun as well. All that being said, let me get some housekeeping done for the week. Tomorrow, we'll be back with Sarah and Greg on episode number 2 of the SciTrek Maneuver, our new Star Trek podcast. And they are both catching up to Starfleet Academy and talking about where it is at. I have messaged Joshua Patton, so hopefully not this Wednesday, not tomorrow. Next Wednesday will be Stargate. The following Wednesday is when I'm trying to schedule to see if he wants to come talk some Star Trek and Starfleet Academy as a whole. That being said, though, Wednesday, of course, tomorrow, SciTrek Maneuver. Thursday, I don't think anything's on the docket. Friday, we have our Pluribus season finale recap and the last few episodes as well. And Greg is just watching these for the first time, and it is so fun to just see where his brain's at with Pluribus every week. And Sarah and I have been having a really good time figuring that bit out. Sunday, though, of course, we're back with our regularly scheduled Sci-Fi Sundays. This one will be our Chevron Awards, so be prepared. I am getting the polls ready right now, so keep your eyes out for the polls. I think they're going to be SurveyMonkey polls, and they'll be posted in our community on YouTube, in our Discord, and our Facebook page, on our Facebook group, and I'll tweet them from our account. But yeah, you need to put Treadstone on my watch list? Ooh. Oh, that's a long watch list. Yeah, I feel like it's one that I vaguely remember wanting to watch at the time and just didn't see when it came out, and kind of it just got lost among the softs, over the years. But yeah, that would be one I'd like to do over time as well. Yeah, so all that being said, thank y'all for hanging today. It has been a lot of fun, a bit of a silly one. Like Tony said a minute ago, some surprises, some disappointments, a few laughs, and some joy. Overall, though, it was a good stream, and it was a good time, y'all. I don't know which one of these we should leave with, James Cameron and Tom Cruise, or the honoree himself, Mr. George Lucas. We'll leave it on some Star Wars right here. Thank y'all again for hanging. Stay cosmic, Sci-Trekkers, and we will see you in the next video. Have a great day. Adios.